I am so glad that you hung around to learn how to make a roll. So let's get to doing it. This is the prop that we are going to use a lot called a roll. We'll use it in a few different ways. I'm going to be cueing to use a roll a lot in my videos that when you practice with me, so this is one to definitely not skip out on. So how do you make your own roll? Super easy. You need a yoga mat, preferably an older one, thin, worn out, maybe even holes in it. Just the older the better, the thinner the better. Certainly nothing thick, super thick, not a Pilates mat, just a regular old, super thin yoga mat. You could even potentially buy one at a thrift store used. And you're gonna lie it out. And you'll fold it into thirds. And then once you get it folded up, you are going to now roll the mat, hence the name rolled up mat. And you're just gonna start rolling it. I roll it away from me. I'm sure there's somebody out there who rolls it towards them. I roll it away from me, and as I'm rolling, I just keep tucking underneath anything that's popping up. That way we end up with a nice, clean roll with no bumps, nothing hanging out, and you just keep rolling up your mat. Almost done. All right, then once you get it all rolled up, this is where I lost my rubber bands. There they are. This is where your rubber bands come in. You can use 2 to 3 rubber bands. I use 3, especially when I'm working with a mat. And I take the first one and put it right in the center. Then I take another one, do one end, get it all secured in. And then the other. And ta-da, you have your very own roll. A couple of things you can do to modify your roll. If it feels like it's too big for your body, you can always, before you start rolling your mat, cut maybe a few inches off of the end of the mat, so the long ways of the mat, the length of the mat, not the width of the mat, so you're making your mat shorter. So you're rolling up less in the long run. I think my mat is probably cut down to about 3/4 of the mat. I cut off about 1/4 of a mat to make mine. So don't be afraid to cut a mat. Now, if you do not have a mat to spare, totally cool. Or if you start using the roll and it's causing pain, not sensation, not discomfort, but pain, the option you have is you can use a towel to make your roll. And any towel would do. You can use a beach towel, a bath sheet. I am using just a plain old regular towel. And you do the same thing. You fold it into thirds. And it is a much easier task. And then again, you roll it up. Again, much easier. And you have your roll. And this time I'm just going to use 2 rubber bands. So I'll do one on one end, one on the other. And ta-da, just like magic, you have your softer roll, so your mat roll, and then a custom roll. Don't forget, you can cut down the size of your mat. Some people do use masking tape to hold their rolls together. I think it always looks really cool, and I think it's great, and if that's what you want to do, I think that's awesome. I use rubber bands rather than masking tape because I like to unroll my rolls every once in a while just to clean them out. And when you use the masking tape, then that adhesive starts to get a little sticky on the roll. So that's just my preference. You decide what's best for you, rubber bands or masking tape. And I cannot wait to get to you on your mat with your roll. See you later, guys.